What's good, y'all? So today I wanted to tell y'all about my my situation as far as people's awareness of my sexuality, why things is the way they is, and like what I think about um, coming out to people in general, right? So the first person I came out to was my cousin. And I was like 20, 23. This was about a year and some change ago. And basically, I've been thinking about it for a while. Like I knew that I wanted to tell at least one person because I was depressed, and I knew that part of the reason I was depressed was because I was keeping part of myself from everybody, right? So I figured if I could tell just at least one person, that would take a little bit of the weight off. Like I would have someone to talk to. I wouldn't have to lie all the time, or I wouldn't have to lie to everybody. You feel me? So yeah, I think I just got out of class. It was like 6, 7. Because the sun was going down. I hit my cousin up. I was like, "Hey, you home?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, I'm about to come through." And no, we just caught up like we normally did. Told each other about like what was going on in our lives and shit. Had some drinks. Um, and then once it got a little quiet, I was like, "Hey, I got something to tell you." And she was like, "What's up?" And I was like I'm bi. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Cool." And she was like, "I'm bi too, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I think I mentioned that part in the previous video, but my cousin was the first person I came out to. Um, and then I also told my other cousin over the phone because she don't live in this or she don't live close. She lived like a few hours away. Um, so I told both of my cousins because my cousins are like, I mean, they're my family, but they're more like my sisters, right? We all the same age. We like a year apart from one another, and we grew up like siblings. We was always over each other's houses, spending the night, that type of stuff. Like real, like my mom's side of the family is really close knit like that. You feel me? So yeah, I told them first. They was cool about. I knew my cousins was woke. I knew that they wouldn't judge me. But it still took me a while to tell them to be that comfortable um, with myself. Um, then after them, I figured, all right, I might as well tell at least one of my homies, because at the time, I had my best homie. I mean, it was a group of us. It was four of us. It was me, and three homies, three of my homies. And uh, sorry, my best friend. Um, my boy would always be over my house, or I'd always be over his house, whatever. So bro just came over one time, and I don't know what the fuck we did. We was always either smoking or drinking or playing a game or all three, whatever. Um, so we did that, and then eventually niggas got hungry, so we rode a Jack in the Box down the street, and yeah, we just get some food. We was in a drive-through, and he was like, same thing, bro. I was like, look, I got something to tell you, bro. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, I'm bi. He was like, you bi? I was like, yeah. And he was silent for a minute. He was like, oh, okay. And I mean, I was a little, I was like holding my breath a little bit, right? Because I did like, that wasn't real. I didn't really know how bro felt about that type of thing. But I also didn't think he would judge me just because of the kind of conversation we had in the past. Like, this has been my friend for 5 years. Like, I didn't think nothing bad was gonna happen. So, yeah, we just kept driving. After a minute, he was like, "So you're into guys? Like, what kind of guys?" And I was like, I guess masculine niggas. At the time, I said hood niggas, but that's what I meant. And he just like, all right. We got some food, rolled back to the crib, and shit, yeah, we just chilled. I don't remember, I don't think we talked much about it after that. But yeah, I told my boy, and you know, life went on. And trying to put the timeline together. Yeah, so what happened? So I told those three. I didn't tell any of my other homies because we wasn't that close, and at the time shit was kind of strained because I gotta keep saying my best friend, my best homie, because I can't say their names for reasons. But anyway, my best homie and one of my other homies had sort of a falling out over New Year's, so they wasn't really talking, and that kind of disrupted the energy of the whole squad because I was closest to my boy, and then the other homie was closest to the other homie. So there's 4 of us, remember? So we was kind of separated for a minute. You know, sometimes I would go hang out with my 2 other homies, but my boy, he wouldn't be over there because they wasn't fucking with each other, right? But yeah, I never told them. Fast forward a little bit. My boy comes over, maybe a few. I mean, we was hanging out like normal, but you know, one day he comes over, and I could tell bro was hot about something. And he comes over, I let him in. He comes down and sits on the bed, and he's like, "Bro, where are my shoes?" I'm like, "Where are your shoes?" He been keeping some stuff over my place, right? Because situations. So I was like, "What you mean? Like, where are your shoes?" He was like, "Bro, I'm missing my shoes. Like I know you took them. Like, what did he say? I don't know." Basically, he accused me of stealing his shoes, and he said if I didn't give them back, he was gonna out me to my mom, right? And obviously, I didn't take bro's shoes. I had 2 jobs at the time, and I wasn't paying rent. Like I wasn't strapped for cash. And bro's shoes with these. He was talking about some old Pumas. I don't even wear Pumas. So I was like, bro, like, what is it? I'm thinking it must be something else on bro's mind or whatever, because ain't no shit like this ever happened. He ain't never accused me of taking his stuff before. And why would I take something like that? One, like, I know if something would have gone missing, you would blame me because your shit is over here. And too, like I'm not a thief. I especially wouldn't steal from my best friend. Like what the fuck? So bro got hot over that. I basically told him all like, bro, I don't have your shoes. I would never take your shit. Blah blah blah. Bro storms out. I don't hear from him for a few weeks. Until he comes over and he's like real calm, like nothing happened. And bro basically apologizes, but he still thinks that I took his shit. So yeah, comes over, we smoke, he apologizes, and I still don't hear from him for a few weeks. Or no, he apologizes and he says that part of the reason like he went off is because of my OnlyFans. This is my boy. I tell him everything. I told him like all of what I was doing, and he's like, you can't be doing that, man. It's niggas out here trying to get you, trying to get me, blah blah blah. You out here doing this, and I was like, bro, I ain't worried about them. Like I'm gonna do me. Like this is my life, blah blah blah. He was like, all right, man, whatever. And bro dips, and I continue doing my thing. And next time he comes over, bro's on some whole other shit, throws a rock through my window, tells me to come outside and fight him. I'll mention this in a different video, so if y'all seen that, y'all can skip past this part a little bit. But yeah, bro throws a rock through my window, tells me to come outside and fight him with one of his other homies. It just didn't make any sense, right? But he was over here shouting about my OnlyFans, and actually, let me backtrack a little bit. Bro throws a rock through my window. At the time, I'm in the bathroom, I'm taking a shit. And when I hear the glass shatter, I'm like, okay, did my mom break something? But I hear her get up and come in my room, and then she starts shouting. He was like, she says bro's name. She's like, man, like, what are you doing? Like, this is crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't let you sleep over the house, blah, blah, blah. And bro's over here shouting about my OnlyFans, like, your son is a buster. He out here selling ass and all this other shit. And then, anyway, bro's over here rambling, yelling to my moms. I come out the bathroom. Paris. What, mama? Bro's over here rambling. I come out the bathroom to hear him shouting at my mom, and I'm like, bro, what is you doing? Like, this is crazy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, come outside and fight me with your bitch ass. And I'm like, for what? Like, that it didn't make any sense. And mom's over here like, I'm about to call the police, blah, blah, blah. And after she says that, bro dips. So that was, I came out to 3 people, and then I was outed to my mom's. I never planned on telling my mother because of the nature of our relationship. I didn't feel like she even had a right to know, to be honest. Like, I was just gonna live my life, move out, move away, and not give a fuck. But I am grateful. Even I was not grateful at the time. At the time, I was sad. I was hurt. I was angry. Sorry, man. She needy as fuck. But yeah, I was ultimately grateful that it happened because, like I said, I never planned on telling my mother. And even though the pain was, there was pain initially, there was pain, there was awkwardness, there was uncomfortability. Our relationship has gotten better. My relationship with my mom has gotten better because I don't have to hide shit from her no more. I don't have to lie. I don't have to assume that she wouldn't accept me before telling her because of what happened. Right? So those are pretty much all the people that know, or no, actually no. My best homie went and told the other homies after the whole episode. He told them what I had told him. One of the homies confronted me about it when I was helping him move, but wasn't no bad blood, wasn't no love lost. Bro didn't judge me, and we still cool. Bro's living in Atlanta. I'm about to move to Atlanta most likely soon. And yeah, that's still the homie. But those are all the people that know. So as far as my mindset as to telling everyone else, actually, I should say, I haven't told the rest of my family, at least my mom's side of the family. I haven't told any of my family, but the reason I haven't told my mom's side of the family is because my mother's side of the family is very judgmental, and it's a lot of, I don't want to say gossip, because when information circulates around the family, 99% of the time it's true. But the thing is, like, if you tell one person, everybody's gonna know your business, except in the case of my cousins. I know that they're not out here like that. But I'm talking about my older family, my aunties, my uncles, my elders. I haven't told them because I don't want they judge me. I haven't told them for the same reasons that DL niggas don't come out in general. Don't want to be judged, don't want people to see you differently just because of your sexuality, right? But my father's side of the family is different. My father, I haven't told my father, but it's kind of like he already knows, you feel me? Because he's straight up asked me about my sexuality before. And my father isn't the type to judge people. I've said this before. I know that he would accept me. But I still haven't told him. Partly because I feel like he already knows. And then the other part is just my mentality now as far as like coming out and shit is I don't really feel the need to tell people unless I have someone to come out for. You feel me? Like if I have someone that's about to be a part of my life that I love like that, and I'm not trying to hide. I'm not about to try and hide a relationship like that, right? And like that's the point where if I love someone, I'm gonna do anything for them. Like if I love somebody like that, I will do anything for them. So you're gonna have to move. It's too hot for this. But yeah, my mentality about that now is that if I have someone to come out for, I will do that because you about to be a part of my life. I love you. Like I'm gonna tell my family because you're gonna be around. I'm not finna hide you from them. I'm not ashamed of my sexuality, right? But and even like I know that my father's side of the family is not as judgmental as my mother's side. Like I know that they would accept me. Most of them anyway. I know that my cousins that is my age would. I'm pretty sure my aunties and uncles would too, because they always want to see me. My father's side of the family lives far away, but they always want to see me. They always trying to have a relationship with me, get to know me better. Um, they don't know me that well. I don't see them that often. But I know that they wouldn't judge me, right? If I told them, like, they would still love me and all that kind of stuff. And my father's side of the family are Crips. Like, my father is a Crip from 7'9", and they still like open-minded enough to not judge me off of no shit like that, right? Which I thought is really like strange, because my mother's side of the family is the more upscale, up class type family. You know, real Christian, real by the book type of family. But yeah. Now as far as like coming out in general, I encourage everyone to find the strength to tell at least one person, because like I said, I've been there where you hiding part of yourself from everyone. But it helps if you can tell, if you know it's one person in your life that won't judge you, like tell that person, right? I know how paralyzing that fear can be, but, or I should say, people like to talk about like what makes a man more of a man, and I feel like it takes a man to really own 100% of who you are to everyone, and not be ashamed of that. But like I said, I know how paralyzing that fear can be, so I'm not belittling anybody who hasn't come out to anybody, or who hasn't told anybody. And it should be said, I really don't like that phrase "come out," because I don't know, I just don't like it. But as far as telling people about your sexuality, whatever that may be, bi, straight, pan, fluid, whatever. The other reason I would say it's good to tell people is because you're gonna know who really for you, right? People that's in your circle that is gonna abandon you and diss you and all that just because you attracted to the same sex, those are not the people you need to have around you. That's ignorance right there. Hey. What? Hold on. But yeah, if there's people that's gonna turn on you like that just because you're honest about who you are, that doesn't make sense. So it's not the people you need to have around you. Like, I know that when it comes to homosexuality, people think that it defines you more than being heterosexual would. Like, if you tell somebody you bi, you gay, or whatever, even if you tell somebody you bi, there's people that's just gonna slap gay on that, right? And the entire perception of you is finna change just based off of that. Like, I know all of y'all watching should know already. Like, your sexuality doesn't define who you are, right? Like, I talked about this before, but when people label you as gay, they automatically think feminine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't always matter how you portray yourself outwardly or how your outward character is, um, because you're automatically assigned with that label. And I know I don't want that. I know a lot of y'all don't want that either. But what I'm saying is that the people who can get past that, who will know or can at least come to see that you are the exact same person that you've always been, regardless of who you're attracted to, those are the people that you need in your life. So that's the bottom line. Is that everything I wanted to say? I think so. If I think of something else, I'll make a part 2. But like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. I always like to hear your feedback and all that kind of stuff. All right. Catch y'all. A few things I forgot to say. The last couple reasons I wanted to say, as far as encouraging people to be themselves and tell people about their sexuality, is that it's always going that pain or that pain, that initial fear, all that is very temporary, right? Time heals all. That's a pretty common phrase, right? And it's true in this situation too. Like, time, over time, people will get over that shit. Even if they're really for you, and this, you tell them and it's a shock to them, and they might just be reeling from the shock at first. But I know people who have, and this isn't my situation, but I know other people who I'm close to who have told their family, and one or two of their family members just couldn't accept it at first. They not necessarily disowned them, but the relationship was strained a lot. They couldn't understand, they couldn't comprehend like how this had happened or how they could not know all that type of stuff. But more recently, those people have come back into their lives and they've apologized because they want a relationship with that person. Like, they don't want to lose that person over something like that. And they realize like how ignorant, how selfish, I guess. I mean, what do you call it when someone can't accept you over something like that? Just ignorance, right? I feel like there's more words to describe that, but yeah. And also, I'm still working on being honest with more people about that, or at least people that I'm close with, because I don't get that close to that many people. But if I feel like you're gonna be a friend, you're gonna be a part of my life, I'm still getting used to just telling people out the gate, because like I said, everybody assumes I'm straight. But just recently, the last person I told was my coworker. She got a boyfriend and everything, but I could tell she was feeling me a little bit. So, I told her like I was fluid. And for those of y'all that don't know, like, you can look it up on Google. Fluid is basically a more specific type of bisexuality, but it describes me better because I wasn't always into guys. I didn't start getting into niggas until I was 13 maybe. Up until that point, it was just females. And even though I'm more into niggas than females, Now, that wasn't always the case, and sometimes it's still not the case. Like it's weird. Y'all can go and look up the exact definition of fluid. I already posted it on my Twitter, but um, yeah. Um, when I told homegirl from my job, initially I couldn't tell how she felt because we were just talking about some shit. She was helping me through. I was getting her advice on this whole situation I'm in. And when I told her, we initially just went right back to the conversation we was having, and I couldn't really read how she felt about it. Right, her expressions didn't really change. Like she may have gotten a little, like I could tell she was a little surprised, but beyond that, I couldn't really tell how she felt. But this past day, she texted me. She was like, you know, I appreciate you for like being honest enough, or what did she say? She's like, I appreciate you for telling me like your sexuality. Like that was real cool. I'm not judging you. That type of thing. Um, and that's another reason. Like I encourage people to tell people, because you never know. You feel me? Like with my coworker, I know that she was woke. I know that she was cool, but there was still that fear, and it took a minute, but I still told her, and I'm happy that I did, because now she knows, and she hasn't changed. I just saw her at work the other day. Our relationship has not changed. She's still gonna flirt with me. I'm gonna still flirt with her. I'm not about to be a homewrecker. No shit like that. But yeah. So yeah, man, that was my last little 2 cents. Yeah. See y'all in the next one.